Good morning, everyone. So, on behalf of Bits Indie Hackers community, I warmly welcome you all for today's AMA session. And we are delighted to have with us Mr. Kundan Kishore, a distinguished alumnus of Bits Pilani, who brings experience in investment banking, working with global institutions including Morgan Stanley, Barclays, and RBS. And he is now actively involved in teaching stock market investing and helping individuals better understand financial markets. And before we begin, a quick thank you to George and Akash for putting this together. So, like today's session is designed to be interactive. So far, a few initial questions we'll discuss, and we'll open the floor for all of you. So, Kundan sir, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Ayush.
So, yeah. So to begin with, could you please briefly walk us through your journey from your time at BITS Pilani to working in investment banking and now into teaching investing?
Well, after BITS, I joined Polaris Software Lab. That was also my practice school, and then continued on Citibank project. Later, I joined RBS, Royal Bank of Scotland, worked there for 2 3 years, 2.5 years. There, we were working on building some risk models like probability of default, LGD. Am I audible enough? Coming
Yes,
properly?
yes.
Okay. And then I joined Morgan Stanley. So I was in a team which has like all the data access during live market as well as post live market. And then I joined Barclays Capital almost in the same role as AVP in 2013. And then 2014, I quit industry and did something in agri-tech for 4 years. Uh, our company name was AgriNext Foods Private Limited. We were having e-commerce, physical presence in Gurgaon, and some part of Noida also. But 2.5 years, I mean, we've always wanted to do things in a very bootstrapped way. So we ended up losing a lot of money in that, personal money. And 2019, very accidentally, I started teaching. And I used to get invitation from Delhi colleges in North Campus. So when I would go there to judge any competition, I would start explaining them like a teacher, and then that's how the journey of a teacher started. So then I started taking Zoom sessions. Those days it used to be Team Viewer. So on Team Viewer, I would take classes for them. And some of those students only suggested, why don't we launch a course? And we were like, they were all second or third year students from Hindu College. One of them said, "Sir, we have courses of 50,000, 60,000 rupees in places like Lakshmi Nagar and all. So why don't we launch our course? Our course will be better." They wanted to keep a price of 50,000 only. I wanted to keep it 500 rupees. I said, if I have to just record once, why should I charge 50,000 rupees for just some recording of like 70, 80 hours? Okay, so they said, okay, we'll do it on 25,000. I said, okay, 600 rupees. We ended up finalizing 990 rupees, and pricing became, I think, a very good factor. And yeah, so those students only sold the very 500 copies within their own campus, Delhi University North Campus. And then I realized, okay, digital technology, all these have a power on its own. So some Udemy course I think I went through on Facebook marketing. And so first 500 sales was organic, done by the students of Delhi University. It would be like they will sell it in 1,000 rupees. I'll pay them 500, keep I sell 500. This commercial was also decided by them only. I was nowhere in the business for the first 500 sales. So they were doing it. I was recording it. I didn't even complete the course, honestly speaking, that time when we launched it. I was recording one class every day and uploading on the system. And we promised that we will give you one class every day. And yes, there was 100% refund policy. Why I'm talking about this is because in marketing, since we kept this session for marketing, I think 90% of the product is the marketing, I guess. If the product is the right fit, doesn't matter what kind of product you are launching, then you don't need to put much effort into marketing actually. Yeah, that is all. So now we have around 2.2 lakh learners on the platform. It's more or less kind of a solopreneur journey. Just 2 or 3 people who will be taking care of chats and all was all my team all the time. And yeah, so I would run ads, I will make ads, edit ads, launch classes. Later, we also launched a mentorship program in 2023 only for the people who are interested into trading. So we do mentor people on a statistical arbitrage, on options trading, volatility arbitrage, that kind of product. So it's called a 6-month mentorship program. Around 50 to 60 people join every month, but more or less we are still very much into the recorded course domain, and we have planned to launch our own fintech very soon. So one of the reason why I launched education was because I always thought client acquisition cost is very, very expensive in India when it comes to the finance client. And I never wanted to raise fund. I never wanted to build a company on others' money. I always wanted to bootstrap my own things and have the boutique shop kind of thing, even in the case of investment. But looking at AI, I don't think we need fund. All we need is probably good intent and good distribution. Most of the fund which was going was into technology development. I think that cost has come down to a great extent, what I could see. And yeah, so pretty much everything, from 2000. We are meeting in November, our 25th. This thing is happening this year. All my batchmates are very excited to come to go to Bits Pilani in November or December, I guess. The Jubilee or something we call it, right?
Yes, sir,
Yeah.
definitely. It would be privilege to meet with you in person at the
Thanks.
campus.
Yeah.
So that's a great perspective you shared, and especially the way things unfolded during your college and in your entire career. So, like, sir, was finance always the plan, or did they develop during your time at Bits Pilani?
No, it was always the plan. I remember from eighth or ninth standard, I guess. In CBSE board, we had this chapter, shares and dividend. I was a KV
Correct.
student, and I think that was the very first time in 1998. Then 2000, and then 1999, I guess, Amartya Sen was given Nobel Prize. That was very fascinating news for people living in very small towns like Gaya, Bihar, from where I come. So winning Nobel Prize, I mean, before this, I think Rabindranath Tagore was someone who won Nobel Prize way back. And after that, for a very, very long time, I think someone in science won. And then, yeah, when I was growing up, someone with whom I knew who got a Nobel Prize was Amartya Sen. And that was very fascinating. That is all we could see. Like, as a child, what do you see? Prizes, prizes, prizes. You are tuned to prizes, winning prizes in school. And then someday you get to know the biggest prize given in academics is Nobel Prize. And I was son of a professor, so घर में काफी माहौल होता था पढ़ाई लिखाई का ही बातें वैसी ही होती थी तो economics finance were all very interrelated and that's the reason probably I developed that interest and math part. Father was a maths professor, so math was the key actually, and the stock market is something where math makes a lot of sense.
Sir, I can personally relate with you because my father is also a maths professor. But
Amazing.
since you are mentioning that you have developed the interest while being in your school days, so just a quick question like, what does the reality of investment banking looks like, like when it compares to what students usually expect in initial days of their career?
So there are very few jobs in investment banking. If you see, it cannot consume a lot of people for sure. So it's a tough competition out there if you really want to be a sales trader or I mean, there are three, four pillars, right? One is into the secondary market where you become institutional trader. Then again, merger acquisition is again a very tightly, very few people. Like there will be very few banks who would be doing large merger acquisition transaction, and a team of 7, 8 people would be there at the max, and then some support staff for sure. So one thing is it's highly competitive, but since you will be moving a lot of money from one side to the another side, yes, even a very small chunk of it will give you a lot of money. At least in 2006, 7. I mean, these days startup is the flavor, I guess. You want to make really big, you have to have your own company. Otherwise, in early 2000, I think consulting or any job in investment banking was considered one of the most highly paid jobs. But till that time, I think most of the people were coming from either MBA finance background or chartered accountancy background. Nowadays, I think 50% of people out there are also engineers coming either from engineering background or then engineering plus some MBA or some other finance courses which they would have done. So certainly it's a highly paid job, and if you love that whole piece, it's really great. uh, I mean everything, not only that you are crunching numbers, but overall, it's everything is very much interrelated. You cannot ignore. I was talking to someone yesterday, yeah, midnight. So some 24-year-old girl, lady, what do you say? I mean, from the IIT Delhi, and she was giving me all the reasons how stock market will collapse because AI has come and AI is going to do certain things. I never thought from that perspective. Probably I don't follow that very closely because I'm into edtech now and trying to build something on the retail side as a fintech player. So I don't track market much. I'm also a market neutral trader. I teach market neutral trading, so I don't track market much nowadays, honestly speaking. So I don't predict whether market will crash or market will really rally. But the perspective which she gave me, I mean, it reminded me that yeah, this is how I also used to look at always at the macro picture first, and then looking at the micro picture. So if you really love everything, I mean, you love politics, you love geopolitics, you love news, you love finance. I mean, there is, you love biology, you love anything, businesses can come out of solving any problem from any sector or industry. And investment banking is all about analyzing those businesses and, punting on them. I mean, not very right word to say punting, but yeah. Uh, so it's exciting field, but provided you love that, everything. I mean, I think it's related with every same field, everyone. But yeah, if you love that, learning and all is very easy. Setting up something of your own is very easy these days. 15, 16 crore Indians are there who are now actively participating into market. This market is growing to grow by another 100% in next 10 to 15 years. So yeah, I mean, investment banking, you don't have to just think about the big investment banks only. On the retail side also, so much of volume is there, so many people are there, so similar kind of services can be built around retail also. So great opportunity, I would say. Money is always a business, it will be always a business.
So that was really insightful, like especially your thoughts on how entire industry works.
Hmm.
So, like you have also transitioned into teaching the investing, and which is quite interesting. So, could you please tell like what are the biggest mistakes you see beginners making?
So there are two things. One is like, when you know things and you do mistake, okay, that's a different thing. Like, that okay, this is how it has to be done, but then you forget the rule probably, or purposefully you do, or you know uh, because something is missing and that's why you do. Here in retail side, it's like people are not doing mistake actually. Okay, if we call that they are doing mistake, we have to call almost 3 4 crore people who are like very common people, normal people doing 9 to 5 job, have done some good things in their life, but just because they wanted to have another source of income. I mean, we all are chasing income, we all want to increase our income, we all are living with a lot of insecurities. Doesn't matter which background you are coming from, that's the reality, the bitter reality of the society right now. Like extreme consumerism, where we all are looking for generating more income. So they think stock market as one of the place which can, you just want a screen and you do few things without collaborating, without even hiring people or doing anything which a lot of people are not comfortable, especially introvert people. They think, okay, fine, one screen, me and my screen, and I'll make money. And they come after listening to a lot of wrong stories, I would say. Okay, so stock market is not a place where you can gamble your money. I mean, it's the worst place to gamble, honestly speaking, because you don't bet against your odds. If you go to Macau, play in Venetian, and you apply the similar kind of intelligentsia, the chances that you will win there in a casino is higher than winning in the stock market, because every time you put a trade, you are going to give a lot of transaction fee, a lot of charges, a lot of impact cost, the difference between buyer and the seller. So your chances goes really down here unless and until you do it right. And so for that reason, a lot of people come here just looking at the misconception or hearing the misconception about the market, and they try it that way. They try to time the market, and by just having little knowledge about okay, call option will make you money if market goes up, which is not entirely truth. You need to go and learn Black-Scholes-Merton model to understand what are the factors which will affect the price of the option, and then you should calculate probability in advance. I mean, this is all little academic, and then you have fin influencers who's like making reels day in day out, and coming up with the YouTube videos which are like really half cooked. They are there to, sensationalize their account probably, so that a lot of people, only if you give them prosperity theory, or only if you tell them that, okay, hey, you watch this 10-minute video and you'll be super rich, obviously you'll get a lot of views. People are ready to fall into that trap. So yeah, I mean, people come with a lot of misconception thanks to the ecosystem, and thanks to also, I I mean, I should not very straightforward say government. Government is doing a lot of things, but what I have understood about the government of India, after some of the bureaucrats are good friend, and some thing which you can feel also probably, that most of the government departments are highly understaffed, and any department you talk about. Okay. I don't know whether I should have said this or not, but yes, I strongly feel most of the government departments are understaffed, and so is SEBI. So SEBI is a government department. It was supposed to take care of, people who are doing bad, punish them, make stringent laws, so that, these kind of things can be. I mean, in 2021 itself, I have made a video asking SEBI that why can't brokers produce all the data, publish data every month, that how many people who are trading with them are actually making money or losing money. Well, 2024, I think it came, but not on the broker level. But SEBI started giving the data themselves. That 91% of the people who trade, they lose money. So it's more like, printing that thing. Cigarette पीने से cancer होता है, and it's supposed to be there, right? So people should know that, okay, if 100 people are coming, 91 people, 92 people are losing money. So if so many people are losing money, I mean, they do not have to do the same thing what so many people are doing, like following tips and blah blah blah. I mean, all the malpractices which I'm talking about. So yeah, uh, पढ़ना पड़ेगा. I mean, every even the stock market is also about, like, you have to read, you have to research, you have to hone your skill, and do not expect much. FD is giving you 7%, economy is growing at 6%. You get 12% a year. Be happy. I mean, be a passive investor. Be happy. If you don't have time to research, just go buy Nifty ETF. Period. You don't need to, get into like Reliance यहाँ पे आ रहा है, Infosys वहाँ पे जा रहा है, IT में ये हो रहा है. Stock market will keep on growing up. The country also have the responsibility. It's like representation of the economy, right? So if NSE is not handling that index really well, people will start losing trust on the stock market itself. So if you don't know much, if you don't have time, I mean, obviously we all are Christians. We have a lot of good work in our hand which we are doing. So you don't have to be very dependent on. I mean, this all philosophy also is very bad also, I think, which has been pitched from last 20, 30 years. It's like everybody should have three, four source of income. I think it's a completely crap thing. You don't need to. You just have to be good at really one thing, make a lot of money there, and then keep investing in multiple places is a different thing. But yeah, so Indian investors, they have to play safe, as safe as possible, because stock market reputation is very important for the economy of the country. If you don't play safe, you lose money, you spread the negativity that market is not good, it's a place for gamblers, which is not a good thing for the long term for any economy, not only India.
Yes, sir. Actually, that's very relevant for all of us in person. So, and I think this is something everyone here would want to understand. So, before we move ahead, we have a couple of hand raises from Atharv and George. Yeah, you guys can go ahead.
Yeah, don't put difficult questions.
Hello, sir. Atharv here from BITS Hyderabad 2024 batch. Uh, I had just one question. Since you are a finance guy, a lot of news is there regarding the commodity market, specifically the gold and silver prices, which are there, which are currently very volatile.
Mhm.
Uh, because there is and also the crude oil as well, which is there.
Yeah.
So, what are your views on this market, and what will be the future of gold and silver buying? according to you, since the prices are rising so rapidly, and what will be the current retail market? How will it will affect the retail market and cash flow uh, in it, and how to measure the effect, like the price volatility in commodity market?
So, Atharv, I really don't have any specific answer for this because I don't track either gold or silver. Okay. The only investment which I have in gold is like through the physical gold which we all have in our house. And then I don't time it. I don't time gold, silver, or crude or anything. Even crude also, I don't do much. But in long term, everything has to be there, right? Do you think crude going out of the system? No. I mean, we'll go on the clean energy, but to an extent that we won't need crude and oil. I doubt that. So yeah, crude prices will keep on increasing. Obviously, the volatility is there. So it went to 150. Again, it came down to 50 or something like that. There was a time when we have seen crude even going to -$2 because these companies were had to basically you know procure, I mean, store this. The storage cost was there, and that's how even crude went to -$2 per barrel. There was a time like that also. So I don't think you should be getting into the volatility of this, Athar. I mean, if your question is coming from the sense that hey, you also want to take some small little position into these commodities, uh, I think you should avoid it. You should not do it. Focus. Don't lose your focus. And if you're just asking it from the pure academic perspective, then I would say, yeah, volatility is the ultimate truth of the market, irrespective of any asset. So you will see this kind of volatility in almost every kind of asset. Obviously, silver have shown something really, really weird, from 50, 60,000 rupees a kg to it went even up to 4.5 lakh rupees per kg, and then crashed after like a week or so, and then again trading around 260 or 270. So I'm aware about the volatility, but then I would not try to take advantage of this volatility for sure. You will only get trapped and scrambled in between these prices. I mean, if this is a game being designed by someone who are very, I mean, conspiracy theory, purely conspiracy theory. A lot of people generally try to, play around with these assets. So people who design the game, they generally win the game, and you don't be the part of that game, because you'll be only slaughtered in that game. So is the case with Bitcoin also. I've been always telling that okay, Bitcoin has come from here, it went up to there, but how many people, if you ask personally, one to one to people, how many of them have made money in Bitcoin? No, you'll hardly meet anyone, because they are all scrambled between the highs and lows. I mean, we all are made of emotions, right? So one day your whole portfolio is coming down by 25%, and somewhere very selectively you read a news that it may go to zero also. You end up selling at 25,000 minus, and then when it goes up, you try to get into it. So 2 3 times you are into the volatility, you lose your capital. So I would say don't try to get into this, Atharu, like as a trader at this stage by timing these instruments or thinking about where they will go. They will go. I mean, they will stay, they will sustain, they will go. It has a market, but you don't have any methods where you can actually predict a price for these instruments, especially in this kind of volatile situation. It will go. I mean, it will go somewhere for sure, but nobody knows. I mean, when you see these kind of volatility, this is not based on fundamental or any reason. It is mostly to do with the psychology of people who are involved there. If everything is right and getting done in a fair way. If it's in the unfair way, obviously someone have made this market, made this volatility, they'll get benefited out of it. They will know exactly how to suck out all the liquidity from the system and make a lot of money for themselves. But
Okay,
no,
sir.
So eventually it is a zero-sum game. So only HNIs make money, and retailers
no,
always get trapped.
it's not a zero sum game. Stock market is not a zero sum game for sure. But if you talk about derivative market, yeah, so derivative market is to extend a zero sum game, but certainly not the stock market. Stock market is not a zero sum game. Stock market is, so if you ask me what exactly is a stock market, then it's like हिंदी में एक शब्द होता है प्रवृत्ति. So जो हम लोगों की प्रवृत्ति है ह्यूमंस की, I don't know if someone can help me with the English of poverty, intention or something like that. Yeah. So whatever is like, collective conscience of a country, if people want to grow together, they work hard, don't want to fight, collectively work together, they'll grow, economy will grow, and so is the stock market. So stock market represents nothing but, how collectively you want to go into one direction. See, आप fight करना चाहते हो, I mean 150 crore Indians today start thinking about, okay, let's fight. Okay, let's become the superpower, let's become fight, let's show face to every other nation. And you goes into fight, what will happen to Nifty? 25,000 to 5,000. The moment you start fighting, you drop the idea of growing. Humanity has grown from Stone Age to this place where we people are, talking on Zoom, sitting in our offices. So much of a thing has progressed. AI has progressed, which is all happened because of, stock market in a way. I mean, it's also responsible. So majority of the investment into OpenAI is done by Microsoft. Microsoft is a listed company. American trusted that company, bought the shares, IPO succeeded. So much of wealth came to Microsoft. Instead of starting a new AI division, they put the money into a company like OpenAI. So everything is very much interlinked, and so is the stock market. So it's not a zero sum game; it's a growth game. If you're growing, it will grow. If you're not growing, you have taken a different mindset. You'll not grow. Simple. So stock market is not a zero sum game. It will keep on growing for sure till the time you as a country growing, your economy is growing, everybody's contributing towards that economy. It's not a zero sum game. In derivative market, yes, but there also you have people are there who are like in derivative market always staying long or short on certain instruments and making money. So some premium game is there, but yes, you can talk that about the derivative market, that it's a zero sum game, especially between buyer and seller. And yeah, but not stock market.
Yes, sir, that's a very interesting point actually. We have a question from George. Yes.
Yes, yes. So I think one skill that you have, which very people will find very interesting, is the art of distribution, right? You can, I think you have mastered the art of online advertisement, and you sold this your course to around like 2 lakh people. So if someone is starting from scratch and they want to sell a course, can you give them a step by step process that they can follow?
So, I'm not a trained digital marketer. Okay. So I really don't know how to answer this question, but if you people can draw some inspiration from how I started it, then I would love to, share that story,
Yes, yes.
because this is how it goes, you know. So as I told you, like I used to go and take lectures in Delhi University. I mean, not lectures, free lectures. They called me for some competition to judge some finance competition, valuation competition, I guess. And I mean, I didn't know that I'm a teacher, inside, because I've seen my father teaching everyone every day. And one thing which I never wanted to become is a teacher for sure. You don't want to become the same thing what your father are, especially if you're coming from a small town. Okay, they are your heroes, they are your inspiration, but you really don't want to do the same thing what they are doing, because you think that they are not doing enough most of the time. They could have done much bigger, much larger things. So there was a teacher in me. I was the elder brother, so I used to teach my younger brothers also, large family. But then fast forward in 2019, what happened that when I went for judging this competition, instead of telling them only the right solution, I started teaching them, and it went for 3 4 hours. And then these students said, sir, abhi colleges ka syllabus to bahut purana hai. We are still, studying those old thing of 70s, 80s. And even, no offense to like professors of college, but yeah, most of them become academician because they become academician, like वो पढ़ते हैं, BSc करते हैं, MSc करते हैं, PhD करते हैं, फिर teacher बन जाते हैं. And so is the case for teachers who are teaching finance. So the application part is completely missing, and the young kids get really excited about the application part, that how exactly it happens. So I used to go there, teach there. They will book their own classes like college ka. And then it was very far from here, my home. I live in Gurgaon, and it was more like a retirement life I was having, honestly speaking. 2014, I quit job. 4 5 years, did a lot of social service and worked for farmers. I started this agri tech. and blown my savings, I would say, most of it. And 2018, all these things were happening. So I think it gave me a reason to get back into the industry. Uh, it was a low point also of my life, I guess, that time when that was the first time I tasted failure. I mean, that agri-tech startup, which I had to shut down. So low point of life. And then these students calling me to teach them. So yeah, I started teaching. And then going there was very difficult. So they said, sir, team viewer पे कर लेते हैं, and then I did it on team viewer. Then one student demanded, sir, I have a football match at 4 o'clock, I won't be able to join, can you record it? So it was very natural, and then I recorded that. And then he said, can you upload it? And then I uploaded it somewhere, I think on YouTube private, and then I sent it to them. Then one of the students said, sir, stock market courses are very expensive, 50, 60, 70, 80,000 rupees in Lakshmi Nagar. I'm talking about daily people who know these places. So I said, okay, fine, I can record all these classes and put it in 500 rupees. Because I used to see Udemy courses were 600, 700 rupees. So I used to think it's a good idea, actually, one time effort. Put it somewhere, every day you can get some money. I mean, even if you get 2, 3 lakh rupees per month, what's the bad deal? Was my thought process in 2019, honestly speaking, because it's a one time activity. Well, we made a course. I made a website on WordPress, I guess, for the very first time that time. WordPress with some plugins was there, which was used for hosting the site. A pathetic site, actually, the first one which I launched myself. So very slow, very slow. But yeah, we sold around 500 copies. So we had a lot of fight. These 18, 19-year-old kids, and then I was probably 37, 38 that time. So they was like, we will launch it in 50,000 rupees. I was like, I will launch in 500 rupees. And then we like had a lot of discussion. We closed at 990 rupees. I said, I cannot go beyond 990 rupees. It will be completely unethical to sell courses, recorded courses as so expensive, where you have nothing to do. Actually, technology cost is not going to be more than 100 rupees. Taxes is 200 rupees. 70% PAT is a very good idea. Let's sell it to a million people. That is what I would think as an engineer, primarily coming from Bits Pilani, that not opening a boutique shop and getting 50 people in a classroom and teaching them, but doing something at larger scale. And pricing plays a very, very important role there. So okay, 990 rupees, 1,000 rupees. So 5 volunteers joined me. I used to call them Wealthy and Yodha. So these 5 people sold together 500 copies in, I think, 10 days only, within their own campus. And then suddenly sales stopped. But I was loving this kick overall, that people are buying my courses, they are writing emails, they are calling me that I have recorded a good thing. I mean, apart from the money part, I mean, this was something which was very exciting, that so many people suddenly are calling you, trying to meet you, these students only. And I was like, okay, what to do now? Until that time, I was not much into this performance marketing or any kind of marketing. So I don't know whether that answer is still there. So I was not aware about the marketing, but Quora was very famous those days. So a lot of people, when you Google something, the top answer would be coming from Quora. So I thought, oh, a lot of people go to Quora and they read answer. So I took my laptop. It was a very fancy club. Ordered few beers, not few, just one beer, and started writing something on Quora. So I wrote like, what do you know about the complete course on Indian stock market? And then I was like, well, I know everything about this course as I'm the curator of this course. You can see this course detail here, blah, blah, blah. One storytelling, bachpan se budhape tak ki kahani, full emotion, like anything which you can do after having a pint of beer. So I did that, another beer. And then I saw Boost post. So you can boost this, you can boost this and it will go into so many people feed. That was my first performance marketing game. So 500 rupees ad I put, 3 courses got sold. Okay. So I was like, okay, this is good money. I mean, in the stock market, you cannot make this fast money, 500 rupees and it becomes 1,500 rupees in 1 hour. You make 2% and 2.5% in a year, in a month. Here, like 300% in 1 hour. So a good thing. Sorry, it got disconnected. Am I with you people?
Yes, sir, definitely.
All right. So I boosted this post on Quora, and my screen is visible, right? Yeah. So
Yes, sir.
yeah. So I think there was a time when people started commenting, यार अभी कितना ad दिखाओगे यार अब रहने दो. तो I was like, okay, लगता है Quora का audience exhaust हो गया है अभी, and I have to go to other platform. So yeah. So I think a good 5,000 copies I sold only from this answer, if I remember correctly. Yes. First 50 lakh rupee sales, and within 2 months, happened through this. And 10 ROS. When I say 10 ROS, I would have spent 5 lakh rupees on the advertising and 50 lakh rupees on revenue only from Quora this answer. And then Quora hit its plateau because I don't think lot many people were there on Quora. And then I could see that people are doing a lot of advertisement on Facebook also. So I took one course on Udemy. Uh, पूरा एक दिन में पढ़ लिया, उसको देख लिया कैसे कैसे सेटअप करना है. I mean, these days it's very easy for you people. You just have to open cloud and ask them, boss, step by step guide me, and they'll guide you what exactly you have to do. But those days you don't have cloud in 2019 or 20, I guess. So the only source was some course, or if someone can teach me. Somehow I was not able to trust people who are in Indian domain teaching performance marketing. Somehow, I mean, I don't know why. This is what I always think, that you always find your audience. So I was probably not the audience of those people who were teaching performance marketing here in Delhi, Gurgaon, either in the offline classes or online. Somehow I could not trust them, the body language, the way used to, pitch themselves, market themselves. So the best case was like give 500 rupees on any Udemy course. And sorry, I should not judge people, but yeah, किसी गोरे का कोर्स ले लो, वो अच्छा पढ़ाएंगे. फेसबुक अगर पढ़ाना है तो that was somehow is there in the back of my mind. So I don't remember that instructor name, but obviously that Udemy course will be in my library. So I learned from there, and then yeah, initially making audience and setting up pixels, all these things. I like some technical issues, but 1 hour, not more than that. You will not take more than 1 hour to set up the account. You can set up your account there. The main idea is like, I think even in those days and now, though, even Facebook has told very clearly that you don't have to worry about anything, means anything, not even the audience, not even, retargeting or blah, blah. You just work on your creative, and their algorithm will make sure that your creative reaches to the right audience and it scale out there. So, and it works, by the way. Facebook marketing has become very, very easy. Any person can do it. 5-6 years back, you had to think, actually. You have to map, you have to plan properly. कौन से ऑडियंस को क्या दिखाना है, कौन से ऑडियंस को क्या नहीं दिखाना है, रीटारगेट कैसे करना है. All these things you used to plan that time. These days you don't have to. You just have to work on your product and communicate really well about that product through your graphics and videos. That is all you have to do. Facebook and Google both take care of it. In Google, you have this Performance Max campaign. Here you have the conversion wala. So you need to go, and then you have to keep figuring out like what will be the right way, what kind of audience are coming. A lot of people go after lead generation ads. You should not. These are the few key learnings which I have learned. You will just waste your time out there. I'm not a believer of even SEO kind of things and all. I feel that if you have a product, even Apple market, Apple make the most robust and the good product. Or you talk about any company which you respect, you see whether they market or not. I mean, some people will say Tesla will not, but then Elon Musk punted a good $30 billion just for the marketing purpose only. When he wanted to acquire Twitter, this was nothing for the marketing and PR activity which he wanted to do about himself, and even about what the conspiracy theory says, that even about the elections also, right? And for so उसने तो पूरे $30 billion ही एक साथ fund किए थे. This is another thing that he ended up making a lot of money out there. Some smart financial engineering, what he did with JP Morgan Chase and other banks, I guess. But yeah, marketing is important. It's just that you have to keep a reality check that how much money you want to spend. So I make sure that sales goes up or down, since it's a bootstrap formed, I don't want to compromise on my profits for sure. That's run the kitchen of 9-10 employees which I have, and also my kitchen, honestly speaking. And it's a bootstrapped company, so I think we have sold courses around 40 crore in last 5 years. And yeah, not a lot of effort, because parallelly I have been doing a lot of things. So yeah, so the question was about the distribution thing. So product is the right fit here, I guess. I tried experimenting, selling my courses at 2000 rupees. It didn't work. So product fit is very, very important actually. That product pricing, kind of promotion you want to do, kind of audience you want to reach out to. So every founder will have its own journey, I guess. So there's no such one blueprint, but know the technicality at least. Know the platform. See, there are, when we call about Facebook marketing or digital marketing, there are two part of it. One is like digital, where you know the platform, that the technicality of the platform, that how you can best utilize that platform. That is one thing. So you need to know, that's the technical part of it. That's the science part of it. And the art part of it, like, it's your product. What do you want to communicate? Whom do you want to communicate? In which way you want to communicate? And for that, you have to work around the graphics and the videos and everything. So if you want, I can just show around probably the platform, if not a lot of people are
Yes,
aware
yes.
about how exactly it looks. So I mean, these are the settings, things which you have to do. You have to go into Event Manager, create events. All tools will have most of like audiences, business settings, all those things. But ultimate ad platform will look like this, where you can create ads. This is a very cheap ad, the awareness one. You can, you just want to be seen everywhere, but the audience will low, very, very low intent. But within that audience, good intent audience will also get covered. That's a good thing. But you do not have to like burn money out there. Like if you are a solopreneur, you are, even for people who have taken funding, why will you burn money? But yeah, this is something which is like very, very low thing. The traffic is where it will show it to those people who have in past very much those website visitor. कोई भी sign up button दिखा, and then they just click on it and they go to those. So Facebook make a pool of all those audience. So the traffic will bring a lot of traffic to your website from 1 rupee to 2 rupee, even 50 paisa also sometimes you'll see as a metrics. Engagement is, I think, a very good thing. Okay. Why it is a very good thing? Because here, so consider it like a shop only. So you have opened a shop in a mall. Now, you certainly want to put a guy outside the mall taking a big billboard, that hey, we have opened a new computer shop inside this mall. So a lot of people will come and go. A lot of people, everyone who is passing through that mall on that road will see that play card, I guess. Eyeball, that many, 50% of the eyeball we will be able to catch. But will they come inside the mall first? Which is like the traffic thing. So if inside the mall they are coming, are you getting into your shop? So yes, if they are into your shop, now you can talk to them. Maybe 200 people who are coming to your shop, not all of them will buy your product, and you have to accept that. But you have to make the data of those people, that how many people yesterday came to my shop and asked the price, asked the specification, or blah blah, or looked it on the product for a very long time, spoke to my customer sales executive, and then make a pool of them and believe that 5 out of them will buy from it. And then you probably then reach out to them as a offer or something like that, think like that. So engagement is very important. What you can do is, if you're launching a new product, clean, plain 10 minutes video explainer, which is, we should have the interest element, also entertainment element, a kind of infotainment element into it. Make that 10-minute video, talk about that product, and Facebook will be able to tell you that, okay, how many people have seen your video for 25 minutes, 50 minutes, 50%, 75%, 95%, something like that. So for example, if I am running these video ads like targeted to B towns, and if I have to just go and see video engagement, Yeah, these two ads are spending within that campaign. And yeah, so you have like 66 people, 135 people, they have seen your video for the 100%. Now you can make a pool of them, people who have seen your 100% of any video. And then that pool you can further, sorry, retarget. So you can, what exactly you can do, you can go and create audiences. This is called retargeting. So you first do it through engagement, and then you retarget them. So you can retarget them based on many things, you know. One is video views. So what you can do is you can go create audience, custom audience, video. So any video which you upload on Meta, you go there. Now people who have seen 3 seconds, 50 seconds, 95% of your video, you can select this. Then you can select videos. I mean, these are the new videos, but yeah, there would be videos which is like million views also. So you can probably select them, like 26 lakh 77,000. So maybe everyone who have seen this video of mine
Yeah, I think
and this video also, like 2.6 million, 1.7 million. So I can make a pool of these videos and say that whomsoever have seen 95% of
just
the
one
video.
second. The I think the screen sharing has stopped.
Oh, screen sharing is not there.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, right. So did I show you the ads? Like, go to the campaign, you you make one engagement ads, probably some this, go for the video views. However, this is not my engagement video, but you can see the engagement also. Yeah, so you can have these numbers, you know, how many people, for example, in 2500 rupees, 276 people seen 90% of the video. So less than 10 rupees, one person who have listened to your whole script. So someone who have watched your video fully. Now you can make a pool of all these people. So what I was saying, that how will you do that? So you go here and probably create audiences, audience, video, next, engagement, 95% of your video, select videos, change your page. For example, this is like 2.6 million, 1.7 million. I can select these two videos and make a, I mean, you just have to go and confirm it and name the audience, and it will be done. So let's say you have made such audience who have seen 95% of your videos, and then you can make a lookalike of them, people who have seen 95% of your video, and similar kind of people who have mostly the same kind of behavior and everything. You can make a lookalike audience also. So these audiences used to be a big game initially, and now still. So yeah, so what I was talking about is you can certainly create multiple kind of ads, but the most important ones are, go and create the engagement one and the sales one. I don't run this, I don't run this, I don't run even the lead one, because this gives really poor quality of lead. You have to put a sales team to call them up. Don't do that. If you are launching anything which is like people can generate trust and give you the money on the online thing itself, I'm not a big fan of, you know, hiring a sales team, a big sales team. I feel like if your product is really required for people and you communicate well to them, they will buy, rather than, you know, pushing those things down the throat. Especially when it comes to education, especially when it comes to stock market education. Okay, so we don't sell, we don't pick a phone, we don't call people that buy our course. We sell them this course with 100% refund policy. So we directly go with the sales campaign, run the sales at Facebook, find the client, and they just do the sales. Lead, you have a problem that everybody who can just tap once, their email ID, phone number, everything will get captured. So probably you will be able to collect very cheap leads, But contacting those cheap leads would be an expensive affair. Hiring a sales team, or maybe running multiple WhatsApp campaign, bringing people on Zoom classes and all those things. So yeah, but there are multiple different ways through which you can still get good quality of leads, which you can figure out by doing some engineering in it. So we sell one course, which is like a pure mentorship program where I take 2 hour class on every Sunday for 6 months, and this is, I mean, it's 35,000 rupees. I don't know whether it's affordable or not, but yeah, it is like where we give them a algo software access, also 100% different policy again in this program. So there, I know that people will not give me 35,000 rupees straightforward on the website itself. So in fact, we don't put that product also here on our website. If you go on our website, we just have 990 rupees courses, and mentorship is somewhere inside this. We don't give it to everyone. So what we do, that we qualify people, we ask them like 30-35 questions, uh, then we forward them one recorded video of mine, whether they are aligned with the mentorship philosophy. This is how exactly they want to grow. And then we go into a 1 week buffer period. Is my screen visible right now? No?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there what we do is we generate leads. For example, here I'm generating leads from them, but then I'm not running lead campaign. This is a very beautiful landing page, I would say. Type form. It capture leads the best way according to me. Nothing. You just put a form like this, and then it becomes very intuitive because people will answer one question and the next will pop up, and the UI experience is amazing. So I've been always a big fan of this type form tool. What I would do is I'll make a you know data set of type form inside my website, then inside my Facebook, and then I'll install the pixel here itself, and I would run the sales campaign itself. So I'll run sales campaign, install the pixel on type form, and screen is not visible again.
No, sir, there is a glitch, I guess.
Mhm. Is it okay?
It's fine now. Yes.
Yeah. So the conversion event which I will put here is on the sales level itself. And someone who have filled the form, for example, I'll show you the one which we have already made. So let's see this one. Yeah. So Typeform is my data set. So every time you run one advertisement and you put it somewhere, the target, like it can be your website, it can be your Typeform or any asset. So you have to create a data set of people who are visiting or communicating with that asset, which you can create. And then you have to pass on certain events. So Typeform submit is one of the event which I have passed on, that everyone who fill the Typeform, they should be, marked as an one success event. But if you see the the campaign type, it's a sales campaign objective. It's not the lead one, though it's giving me lead, but I'm running a sales campaign. Why? Because the quality of audience which are grouped by Facebook in lead are not as superior as people whom they send the sales one. So people who have purchased before, people who are certain device users, which show that they are prosperous enough to buy certain products digitally. You have 60 crore account, Facebook account in India. Out of 150 crore, almost 40-45% people have Facebook account, but not all of them have the purchasing power. Certainly, so they categorize that. Facebook algorithm understand this really well. So even to capture the leads, I go with the sales campaign, and we get really good quality of people who like go fill up 30-35 question. So we understand that they are genuinely interested, and when they are genuinely interested, We want to tell them about the program. This is something about the high ticket. However, in my industry, people do it very differently. They would run a course of lower ticket size and then they will try to upsell them. We don't do that. I mean, that's against my ethics. So I have predefined it to my team in the beginning itself that when we call it a complete course on Indian stock market, it has to be complete. We cannot give it incomplete and tell people that, hey, uh, we'll give the other stuff in the next courses. We don't do that. So we never upsell to the existing customer. You don't need to actually. You have the customer data. Instead of calling them from phone and saying that we have a better product for you, why don't you buy it? And as why I'm being very careful here is also because it's a very very sensitive domain, stock market, and within that education, and especially when the positioning of stock market is not very great in India nowadays. It's okay. I think youngsters are taking it very positively, but uh, it is a place, like people used to think it's a place to
Yes,
gamble. It's not really.
just one more thing. Can you also show us how your landing page look like? So when you're running a sales campaign, right? What will be the landing page like?
Landing page is very simple. That's my landing page. Very old school, and this has been the same from last 6 7 years.
Okay, okay.
Just one enroll button. That's all.
Okay,
But this page loads very fast for sure. It does it purpose. You don't have to be very fancy about it. Good thing, the reviews are there. I mean, everybody read reviews, and these look like genuine reviews rather than 4 or 5 testimonials out there because they are in a good number. Uh, I mean, course which I'm not showing right now is probably, yeah. So these are the courses which sold in a great number. We are revising the content of these courses, so have put it off ground. But so this is a platform by third party. I I don't have a uh,
and are we directly taking them to the landing page, or are we first taking them to the type form and then to the landing page?
no, for 990 rupees course auto conversion.
Okay.
Yeah, for Typeform we are bringing them on Typeform. I don't experiment much around landing page, honestly speaking. I know where your question is coming from, but I'm not a very big fan of landing page strategy. This is my landing page if you ask me for collecting the. And you can do lead scoring and everything out there. Yeah, so something like that. And this kind of questions will be there. And the good thing about the type form is like you can predefine for yourself that if someone has responded in a certain manner, what kind of lead scoring you was to do. So he is default not a very, I don't know why, never happens on Zoom. I think this is very first time I'm doing it on Google. Is my screen visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, so landing page thing, yeah. So Typeform, if you go, so this is not a very high quality, I would say, or very high intent lead for me. Not at this one also. This is a very good one. Anything above 70 is very good one, is what I would consider. And yeah, nowadays AI is there, so personalized response can be sent for everyone. Like you answered this, and what we think that this is how it can be fixed for you. Yeah. So landing page, not much experiment around landing page, George, but yeah,
Okay,
you can
and
do
just
for
one
sure.
more thing. Also, for the 990 rupees that type of course, right? Do you first run an engagement campaign, or do you directly run a sales campaign for the
No,
nine?
for 990 rupees, no. No, no,
It's a direct sales campaign.
not anymore. Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
So for the higher ticket thing,
Okay,
we are
so
doing an engagement campaign first and then running the sales campaign. For smaller ticket ones, we can directly run the sales.
No, engagement campaign. No, no, engagement campaign is something which probably everyone who is starting out should consider. For me, it is not required because I think I have already spent around 10 to 12 crore on Facebook from last 4 to 5 years.
Okay.
So much of, the pixel has collected already so much of data. I don't need to, unless and until I'm not launching a new product. Uh, I don't think engagement campaign is right now required for me. But if I'm launching a new product, yes. For that, so engagement campaign around that product to build the initial audience, the quality of audience.
Okay. So always start with the engagement campaign first and then.
No, no, no. So George, this is what you have to understand. You know, uh, Understanding the tech platform of running the ad is the science part of it. Running your ads like your digital marketing. Okay, so digital platform learning may have straightforward rules that you do this first and this first, but when it comes to the marketing, there is no rule, I guess. This is what as I told you, I'm not a trained marketer. I've not been to IIMs to study marketing. Okay, I went to bits Pilani, and there also I didn't study, I think, anything. बट जो भी किया है फिगर आउट कर करके कर लेते हैं आप. तो मार्केटिंग इज मोर लाइक एन आर्ट.
Okay.
You have a canvas and you really don't know where to start with, but every artist know that what will be the final blueprint. So only doing this will work or doing that will work is not something which is there. And as I told you in the beginning itself, Facebook algorithm, they are marketing it like that they are taking care of most of these planning things automatically. You just have to focus on your product and the creative. Some end or a meta update or something, like a lot of people are talking about that. I seriously don't follow any of such things. For 990 rupees product, all I feel is like after 2 3 months, some fresh advertisements is required. So I shoot 2 3 videos and run them. That's all. But it will not follow the same way for other people also. For people who are selling e-commerce products, people who are selling other category education product, I am just aware about the stock market as a product and running ads around them. If you give me tomorrow that can you Kundan, can you sell some shirts which I have imported from China, I don't think I'll be able to do it.
Okay.
I know very little about marketing. I know very little about probably the whole marketing piece, but I know that what my product is and who my audience is, and I'll be able to do it without anyone's help. Being an entrepreneur, I mean, that's not a choice even for me to hire good people in the marketing department. Being a bootstrapped company, so I learned it and I experimented a lot with smaller money, and then started happening. अभी भी ऐसे होता ही है कि sales drop होने लगती है, and then again I come into the experimentation mode, do firefighting for a week or something, and then figure out something, and then start running. I'm sure if there are better marketeers, there are better platform people who can come and even do better things for me, for my brand, my courses, my products. But so far, whomsoever have approached me, and if I've given them my account and they are running a very professional agency around it, uh, they were not able to do it. I tried 4 5 people.
Okay. Okay.
They would not achieve the same ROS which I achieve. Irrespective of that, they will have a team of graphic designer, video editor, script writer, very specific people who are running ads on Facebook. So small agencies, big agencies. There was an agency in Mumbai, 400 people working for that guy. He took my course. He wrote an email that he wanted to sell my product. I said, okay, fine, I'm selling. You also sell. What's the big deal? I sell in 300 rupees, 200 rupees, my 1,000 rupees product. You also sell in 200 rupees. I mean, whatever money, I'll give you 200 rupees. He said, 200, to nahi. Uh, no, initially he said actually that I will sell your 190 rupees product in 1,500 rupees. And I was like, not very much into this startup thing where people burn a lot of money for the initial acquisition. So I was like, I think you read my product price wrong. It's not 9990, 10,000 का नहीं है, वो 1,000 का है. तो तुम 1,500 में क्यों बेचोगे? मैं 1,500 कहाँ से दूंगा? He was like, oh no, you will get so much of customer data and you can build a great company around that because of the data, finance data is there. I said, but I'm able to do it in 200 rupees. Every day, 2 lakh rupee sales. I'm able to do it with 30,000-40,000 rupees per day advertisement, 50,000 rupees. So he was like little shocked that how exactly you are able to do it. And those days I used to run a very, I mean, some really funny ads. Every good Hindi song which I used to like, I will take that Hindi song, just put a poster on it, a complete course on Indian stock market, 990 rupees. And those days, I was not getting any strike off kind of thing for running advertisement. Nobody sent me any legal notice or something like that. Yes, some of the advertisements were taken down, but they were doing magic. एक मुझे गाना याद है, हिंदी में था वो, प्यार की गंगा बहे देश में एक आ रहे. That was one of my the most favorite song in my childhood. वो संडे के दिन रामायण या महाभारत के आगे पीछे कभी तो वो आता था. So I saw that song on YouTube and I just picked up that song, put a poster of my course on that song and just run the ad. And it was like doing crazy sales. So then one very funny video where this background song, I want to break free, is running in the background, and then there is one bald man and ऐसे दो अंडे की तरह चीजें रखी हुई हैं, ऐसे 3 अंडे दिख रहे हैं, ये म्यूजिक चलता है and this guy stand up, and that was very funny to me. वो वीडियो मैंने उठाया, उसके ऊपर कोर्स का पोस्टर लगाया and sign up button दे दिया. उसने भी मुझे 10 ROS, 5 ROS, 7 ROS पे उस समय मेरा 990 का कोर्स उसने बेच के दिया था. So what I'm trying to tell you here is that it's something to do with not following the rule but experimenting and writing your own rules, I guess, when it comes to the marketing and planning that marketing campaign. Yesterday I was seeing one video. I don't know whether you people remember or not. So Pepsi ad by Shah Rukh Khan, Sachin Tendulkar, Rahul Dravid, Ajay Radhoin, everybody was there way back in early 2000. I think they used to run that ad, or late 90s. So this guy would come for Pepsi, Lords ka, I think scene hai, aisa kuch hai. I mean, advertisement is something which is an art, pure art form, I guess. And it start with advertisement. You have to build advertisements, right? Like the graphic ad and the video ad. तो ऐसा ही है, कुछ रूल, कुछ खास ऐसा फिक्स रूल करके मार्केटिंग तो आप नहीं कर पाओगे.
Yes. And would you still recommend Quora, like for someone who is starting out, just like the way you did?
आई डोंट थिंक सो यार. कोरा को कुछ अलग ही बना दिया लोगों ने अब.
Okay.
I mean, now see, George, I don't think this is how you have to ask this question to me. I mean, you have to ask this kind of question to this guy, much more intelligent than me. Can you give me traffic data of all social media platforms in India in order, where I can run my courses advertisements? Obviously, YouTube will come or Facebook will come on number one. YouTube, Reddit, I think is above. Yeah, so YouTube came first. Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, Messenger, Telegram. Yeah, you can run ads there also. LinkedIn, Twitter, Snapchat. See, Quora is nowhere. So not anymore.
Okay.
At least I've been not running ads on Quora from very long time, 3-4 years.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Like it was definitely a great learning from your experience, and we can understand that things don't happen overnight. and eventually when we connect the dots, it makes sense. So rather than giving it a perfect start, we can start from somewhere and we can go through the perfection. So since we are running out of time, we can have the last question from the audience.
All right. I think they don't have any question, but if at all any question, they can reach out to me. If someone want to start their digital account or ads, whatever help I can do, I'll do for sure.
So, like, I have a last question for you, sir. Like, if you could go back to your time at Bits Pilani, so like, what is the one piece of advice you would give to your younger self? Like,
For myself, but why to? I mean, what is the beauty of bits? I think it's the most liberated place of the whole world. 2 बजे तक बैंक खुलता है रात में, क्लासेस जाना है नहीं जाना है, टीचर आपको सीधे बोल के रखे हैं. And first day, I remember Audi, में the director was like, if you think you are smarter than your professors, you don't need to come to classes. I mean, that was the defining line. And I don't think I want to change anything about my life spent at Bits. So be yourself, just जो करना है करो वहाँ पे, उसके बाद मौका नहीं मिलेगा. जो करना है करने का मौका सिर्फ बिट्स पिलानी में मिलता है. वहाँ से निकलने के बाद तो फिर कुछ वैसा ही है कि wherever you will land up, वहाँ पे if you have to give your 9 hours, 10 hours to your company or wherever you are working, और तो वहाँ पे ऐसे नहीं कर पाओगे कि जो करना है वो कर लो. ये तो सिर्फ देखो, जब तक घर में थे वहाँ पे भी ऐसे नहीं था कि जो करना है कर लो. Your parents will not allow. You go to boarding school, not at all. And then you come to Bits. That's the only place जहाँ पे जो करना है कर लो. Nobody is going to stop you. So you can become unstoppable at Bits, whichever field you choose for. और फिर वहाँ से जहाँ जाओगे वहाँ फिर वही set pattern पे life तो जीनी ही पड़ेगी कुछ सालों तक. Unless and until you are like coming from really well, financial background and have a lot of money lying in your father's bank account and you can do whatever with that. So most of us will not have that luxury, and you have this luxury at Bits. तो अब तो कुछ बचा ही नहीं है AI आने के बाद. सीखते रहो, पढ़ते रहो, करते रहो, फोड़ते रहो, जो करना है करो, बस मजे करो वहाँ पे. Make a right gang. क्योंकि team, the only thing which I miss not from the Bits life but here is like probably the journey of a solopreneur is not that great. Because in the beginning you won't be able to hire great talent, with money. So the only thing which I miss probably about that I worked with for really good companies around the globe for the first 10 years of my career, and then a solopreneur journey. The only thing which I miss is like I used to work with really smart people, and I used to hang around with really smart people, and now I have the responsibility to hire people and make them smart. It was like more tedious task. So this is something which, so in college you can make really great gang. And then I think Bits is the most liberating place here. One should make the maximum use of that.
So yes, thank you so much, sir, for such an insightful and engaging session. And I'm pretty much sure that everyone has taken away something valuable from your journey experiences. So on behalf of Bits Indie Hackers community, we truly appreciate your time. And with this, we wrap up today's session.
Thank you, Ayush. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone. Thanks, George. Bye.